Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, George Mason University proudly brings to you its premier movie review program that's out of this world. I'm the Dean Machine, Roger Dean, with Mason Cable Network and Student Media, and this is From the Cinema.
All right, I'm reviewing Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Gotham City-based vigilante Batman travels to Metropolis to preemptively combat Superman, fearing what would happen if the latter is kept unchecked, while another threat endangers humankind. That is pretty much the plot in a nutshell. So, either way, I'm going to get right to it. I liked it. I enjoyed the film. Now, hear me out. I trust critics with a grain of salt. It is just their opinion versus the audience. The same thing goes for my reviews. This is just Roger Dean talking. Now, why do I have to say that? This is why. On Rotten Tomatoes, this film has a 29%. Now, what exactly does that mean? It means that out of the total 286 reviews, 29% of them were fresh, which means that they think you should see it. Don't do the math, I'll tell you. Out of 286 reviews, 84 of them were fresh or positive reviews. The average rating on the film, according to those critics, is a 5 out of 10. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that low of a number, but I don't think it's a 29%. I think you should see this movie if you want to, but also I think it's a decent enough movie to go see as an outing to the theaters. The critical consensus for the movie is this: Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice smothers a potentially powerful story and some of America's most iconic superheroes in a grim whirlwind of effects-driven action. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this movie is grim and dark and really dirty. Yeah, it's a grim movie. This is the universe that we're getting. It's not Marvel. It's not going to be up and spry and happy-go-lucky all the time. It's not going to make as many jokes. This movie is going to be grim. This series is going to be grim. The DC Extended Universe is going to be a grim concept. Now, I'm not saying that I think this movie is the best thing since sliced bread. I just disagree with why the movie was flawed. I know I'm pretty much playing defensive right now. I will have it be clear that I'm on the affirmative as well. I will talk about that in a moment, but let's get the main parts of the movie out of the way. The cast. Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, Batman, a billionaire socialite and owner of Wayne Enterprises who dedicates himself to protect Gotham City from its criminal underworld as a highly trained, masked vigilante. Now, we all know who Batman is. I personally think this is the best modern Batman. My favorite Batman ever is still Michael Keaton, but this Batman was so rugged and just fed up with everything, and I think that's what you would probably have if you were Batman for about 20 years in Gotham. Then we have Henry Cavill as Kal-El, Clark Kent, otherwise known as Superman, a Kryptonian survivor and a journalist to the Daily Planet who uses his superhuman abilities to protect the planet Earth. We all know who Superman is. We saw Man of Steel, and in case you didn't know, this Superman annoys me. I didn't like him in Man of Steel. I don't like him in this, but he has always bothered me. My favorite Superman is the late Christopher Reeve. I always will love that guy. I also feel really biased because Henry Cavill doesn't have the little hair thing that I think Superman's supposed to have. It's always in the comics. It's like a little cute curly thing on his head. I don't know, but I like that in the comics. Then there's Amy Adams as Lois Lane, a reporter for the Daily Planet and the love interest of Clark Kent. I like her better as the reporter. She has a way better character as that other than the cliche love interest of Superman. Also, I liked how in the comics and the original movie series, Lois loved Superman while Clark was being friend-zoned. In this, they love each other as the same person. Lois is aware that Clark is indeed Superman, and I don't really think that's the best way to go about it. Then we have Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, a sophisticated young businessman and hereditary CEO of LexCorp, who is fixated on defeating who he considers an arch-enemy, Superman. Now let's talk about that for a second. He considers him an arch-enemy. Superman has no clue who this guy is. But Lex Luthor, Alexander James Luthor, the son of Alexander James Luthor Sr., who has now passed away and now owns LexCorp. That is who this Lex Luthor is. Now, I was originally not a fan of this casting, even though I love this actor. He grew on me as a villain, though. People complain saying they don't like him. You aren't supposed to. He is the villain of the story. So that's my defense to that statement. Next, we have Diane Lane as Martha Kent, Clark's adoptive mother. She was so good in Man of Steel. She was fantastic in this film and played a really important and pivotal role. And I think Diane Lane is one of the best parts of the film. Martha Kent she's so awesome. She plays a very, very great character as the adoptive mother. Jeremy Irons is Alfred Pennyworth. Bruce's butler, chief of security and trusted confidant. All right, so I really was not excited for Jeremy Irons to be in this film. But then I saw it. Listen, the amount of sass associated with this Alfred is beyond anything I've ever witnessed, and I love every single bit of it. Alfred has so much sass, it's not necessary, but I guess 20 years of dealing with Batman and Bruce Wayne's stuff, their business, however you want to call it, would make you be a little sassy too. Next, we have Holly Hunter as June Finch, the United States Junior Senator from Kentucky. This character is really important, and I appreciate the governmental aspect of this film. It just brings up the concept of we have a world full of superheroes and a society full of superhumans. What does the government say? What does the government have to do? So Gal Gadot as Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, a 5,000-year-old Amazonian princess and daughter of Zeus. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Princess Diana, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot in this film is playing a 5,000-year-old goddess. This is the best part of the movie. She is the best person in the DC Trinity. She is amazing. She's the best part of the film, and I stand by that fact to I turn blue in the face, which will take me quite a long time. The real reason that I think this movie is flawed, going back to that reason, I really feel it's flawed because of this. There are 5 to 6 storylines in this film, and they all run non-linearly. They are also not stories that I think should be told, and there are also stories that should be told that aren't. This movie is not the worst thing, but it's also not the best. The only thing that I can say to you is this. You should see the movie for yourself. Don't make decisions off of what critics say. This is, again, me too. If you want to see it, do. If you don't, don't. I recommend it, though. I won't give it a rating here, but I will when I review it on my blog. I liked it. I hope you will see it and like it, because either way, DC is going to make their money, and guess what? These movies are going to come out regardless. If you don't know which movies I'm talking about, watch. Suicide Squad is coming out in August 2016. Wonder Woman, June of 2017. Justice League Part 1. That's also coming out, and that will come out in November of 2017. Then, following that, you will have The Flash in March of 2018. And then after that, you know it, King Arthur, Aquaman in July of 2018. And then we have Shazam, April of 2019. And here's the cool thing about Shazam. This has already been established. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be playing the villain in Shazam, Teth Adam, otherwise known as Black Adam. But we don't know who's playing Shazam yet, because Shazam is, again, a 10-year-old boy that turns into a superhero. We'll find out who gets cast as the 10-year-old boy and then who gets cast to play the superhero. But again, April of 2019, that movie will be coming out, followed by Justice League Part 2, which will have, again, all of the superheroes that I already mentioned, as well as our DC Trinity, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. That movie will be coming out in June 2019, followed by Cyborg, played by Ray Fisher, and that will be in April 2020. And we have the Green Lantern Corps, which will be in June 2020 as well. And the good thing about that film is the Green Lantern Corps is going to be basically, as far as I can see, a buddy cop film of intergalactic measures. I mean, we have the major Green Lantern, we have Hal Jordan, we have John Stewart. What's the differences? Hal Jordan's white, John Stewart's black. John Stewart's the one that's in the comic books, that's in the Justice League TV shows, and then Hal Jordan is the one that Ryan Reynolds played in a really, really bad movie. But that movie never happened. We're gonna start over. And I believe that they're actually putting both of them in the film, so I'm really excited about that. But I have to wait until 2020, so, you know, not that far away, but it's all right. Anyways, bottom line, Brandon Spink portrays a young Bruce Wayne. 2, this movie is not as bad as they say it is. 3, I like it. 4, go see it for yourself. And 5, Lex Luthor will eventually win you over, I believe. You should know I thank you all for sticking around to the end of the video. And as stated before, I won't give it a rating here, but I will on my blog, which you can check out when I review it there at rogersrundown.blogspot.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, or emotional outbursts, feel free to reach out to me personally on Twitter at DeanMachine2016 or on my blog, which is, again, rogersrundown.blogspot.com. That is all. Thank you. And until next time, do good things and make good choices.